are many of our people who are thinking more deeply and more broadly, looking at it as it actually is, and are beginning to see it more in the international context and the relation that it has with the African struggle, a human rights struggle, or the struggle for human rights. And as such, we can then take it into the United Nations.
And bring about the freedom of these people by any means necessary.
All right, hello to all my good people around the world. We bring a greeting from this great organization called WCC, which has Colonialism. Once again, my name is Frank. Thank you all for listening, for sharing, and for subscribing to our YouTube channel and also to our Facebook channel. This recording going to focus on a statement from the Washington Attorney General on a statement he made comparing the coronavirus state at home with slavery, and as he also dismantled Black Lives Matter. Now, folks, sometimes it is better to keep your ignorant mouth shut than to come out to make an ignorant statement and you think it is a fact. These are the kind of white element we have among the element of the human race that are very toxic to our life in society. Now, in his mind, he's still living the dream of his forefather, the slaveholder. And indeed, he is a replication of the slaveholder as he displays his attitude. Not to waste time, let me go into the article because we have to address him. Washington Attorney General William Barr compared stay-at-home order issued by governor to mitigate the spread of coronavirus to slavery and dismissed the Black Lives Matter movement as exploiting the death of Black people at the hands of police for political gain. Well, he admitted this. That is a fact. Well, he admitted that Black people are being killed in the hands of police that need to protect the public, right? He admitted that. All right. Putting a national lockdown stay-at-home order is like house arrest, other than slavery, which was a different kind of restraint. First of all, you call slavery a different kind of restraint. It's the greatest intrusion on civil liberty in American history. Well, Attorney General William Barr, you lie. I'm sorry to say this, but you are two-way experienced. We believe you are two-way experienced in this because you lie. You call coronavirus stay-at-home as the greatest intrusion on civil liberty in American history. You are not a human to even compare what is not comparable. Trying to make a statement. Putting national lockdown stay-at-home order is like house arrest other than slavery, which was different kind of restraint. It's the greatest intrusion on civil liberty in American history. Barr said during a speech at Hillside College on Wednesday. All right. According to him, the country has been roiled with protests in recent months after the high-profile killing of Black Americans at the hand of police officers. Police departments are not required to report comprehensive. Police departments are not required to report comprehensive data on police killing, but researcher has compiled strategies showing Black Americans are more likely to die at the hand of law enforcement than white people. One study published in 2018 found that black men are roughly 3.5 times more likely to be killed by law enforcement than white men. Another study released in 2019 found that 1 in 1,000 black men in the United States can expect to die at the hand of police over the course of their lifetime. Now, William Barr, did you hear this? But anyway, that is not my focus because we know this. But my focus here this morning is comparing slavery to stay-at-home order. Now, we are going to enlighten your ignorance in this video. If only you have the time to watch. Please watch and then also make further studies as to what we about to say here. In no time, Mr. Barr, you compare coronavirus state at home with that of slavery. Now let me take you back. How are you going to compare coronavirus state at home with slavery? In the first place, they are never comparable and they will never be comparable. Let me tell you this. With the coronavirus state at home, in no time, the United States government, the United States Congress, was able to raise $2 trillion and pay people who were just sitting at home for months with no work. Slavery didn't do that. Our people worked over 400 years on a harsh condition. The United States government was unable in short time to raise $2 trillion to pay them while they were still exploiting them and making your forefather rich, that today you are living in our glory. After slavery ended in 1865, the United States government, Congress, also paid the slaveholder reparation. All because their property were being free. But the slave did not get reparation up to today. You cannot compare coronavirus state at home with slavery. Up to today, our people are still on unemployment since 400 years. You never raise money. You never raised $2 trillion to pay them their unemployment. Up to today, you have never given reparation or compensation to the slave that work, but you did to the people who enslave and torture and brutalize our people. And then you want to compare coronavirus state at home with slavery. How ignorant you are. Our people worked for over 400 years, but they could not even taste what they worked for. Day and night, testing, no pay. They can't eat. And you enforce that by even locking their mouth because you didn't want them to eat the watermelon they grew. Because the watermelon was also a source of water because you wanted to punish them. But I did not see that during the coronavirus time. I saw you supplying people with food to their doors, giving them drugs, giving them medication, supplying them with water. But you did not do that with slavery. So how can you compare slavery with coronavirus state at home? How ignorant and naive you are, Mr. Barr. We're going to educate you. During slavery, you beat our people, you tortured them, you castrated them, you lynched them, you burned their life, you raped them. Coronavirus, that did not happen. All your children and people are looking like you were safe. We have military all around trying to protect them. And you want to compare coronavirus state at home with that of slavery? How ignorant and naive you are. Sometimes it is better to keep your naive and ignorant opinion to yourself than to open your mouth because of your position to talk. How dare you do that? How dare you compare our history, the long-suffering history of us, to coronavirus state at home? That is how over the years you people have come to wipe away other people's history and identity. You are not going to interpret this script. You are not going to write this script. You are not going to teach this script. You are not going to change this script. You damn lie. Excuse me for the word, but sometimes we have to say these things. You lie. That proof that you are so ignorant in your analysis. You are so ignorant in your knowledge of history. And we will teach the white racist element like you of what your people did. We will make you guilty. We will make you uncomfortable. And we will always respond to your ignorant comment. And anybody like you who are so ignorant, we will respond back if you tell the lie. But this is what I got to say. If you want to compare stay at home to slavery, I challenge you to come and live with me for just 4 days. And I ask the United States government or Congress to give me 1 acre of land. And let me treat you what your forefather did to our people. And today you are still doing it to us. And you want to compare that to coronavirus state at home. Slavery was not about protecting our people. Slavery was not about saving our people. But coronavirus is about saving your people. And that's why they say you should stay at home. And they brought you food, water, medication. That did not happen to us. But I challenge you, if really you want to compare coronavirus state at home with slavery, come and stay with me. I ask the United States government once more again to give me 1 acre, just 1 acre of land. And that area will be used for the plantation. Will be used for the cotton plantation. Will be used for the sugarcane plantation. Where you will work day and night. I'm not going to rape your wife and kids. But other people maybe will do it for them. Or will do it for you. In front of you. And degrade you in front of your wife and kid. Where you will work 24/7 around the clock. And you can't eat. And they lynch you over it. And they castrate you over it. And they call you names. And we treat you like less human being. You call a 3/5 of a lesser human being. And you want to compare that with coronavirus state at home. How ignorant you are. And naive. In your opinion. To even compare slavery with coronavirus. And you saying coronavirus is a most historic intrusion in the American history. So ignorant. Let me teach you how slavery was like. And you will live with me on a plantation. You will work 24/7. And I will beat you up. I will lynch you. I will whip you behind your back. Till your blood, your own blood will be your bath. You will not find water to take bath. Because that's how your people treated our people up to today. You still lynch us. You stay sitting on a plantation and a sugarcane plantation in prison. I will lynch you, and your blood will be a water that you will take shower with. Your tear will be a water that you will use to brush your mouth and wash your face. Yes, that is how your people treat us. And you want to compare that with coronavirus state at home? How ignorant you are, Mr. Barr. I believe, or I thought, high-ranking individual in society, you know better, but you don't. No. And there are many of you out there that people think you know better, but you don't, because you people are so racist and ignorant among the human element. And on this time around, Mr. Barr, you are not going to live the life you imagine it in your head. It's not going to happen, so get it off. Come on a plantation. Let me treat you. Just 4 days. I am not asking for 400 years. I am not asking for 400 months. I am not asking for 400 weeks. I am not asking for 400 hours. I said 4 days. Just 4 days. And after that, I will let you free. And after that, let the United States government or the United States Congress pay me reparation for me treating you like a slave and let you go. And after that 4 days again, I will ask just for another 4 days or another 1 day, not 100 years of Jim Crow. I will ask for 1 day and apply the Jim Crow law to you and your family. You are so ignorant in your analysis to compare slavery to stay at home. They can never be compared. You torture and rape our people. You beat them. You bury them at sea. Let me bury any of your relatives at sea through torture and humiliation. And they die. And I throw them overboard for a shark to eat them. People like you are not human, but you live in human form and mourn the human enemy and mourn the human race. People like you are the problem to society. But we will not let you go with that. We will respond to your ignorance, Mr. Barr, because we expected you to know more. We expected people like you in power to bring people together. But no, instead, you still carry on your racist acts like your forefather did. And you are living a legacy of them with no remorse, no compassion for other people. I urge you, I challenge you to come and live with me just for 4 days. Let me teach you how slavery was like. I will lynch you and you will be raped down to your generation, your children, so that you will know the pain of what it means when it's a slave. What it means when your people enslave our people and torture them and give them uncomfortable life. And today, we still live with that trauma. We want you to come out. And you want to get the experience of how it was like doing slavery. And then when you come there, then we see what are you going to compare the half conditional life of slavery to stay at home, coronavirus, to save your ignorant and naive self. But folks, this will not get to us, but we will respond to them anytime because we are wake up to the reality. We will not keep silent. We will call on the name of our forefather. We will call on the name of who we know to be the creator. We will call on the name and we will invoke the spirit of our forefather to wake up our people. Families, let us organize. That's the key. That's the solution. Let us organize. Like Kwame Ture said, organize, organize, organize. Join the movement. Mr. Barr, you can keep your ignorant and many other elements like you to yourself. But next time, don't come in public and open your ignorant mouth and you think you are saying something based on your position. Thank you.
The Justice Bank. So what is the Justice Bank? I've talked before about the fact that we were trying to do a bail project, but we ended up deciding to do a mutual aid fund. The Justice Bank initiative will essentially take members, and if you would pay a very low monthly membership fee. We're going to keep it low on purpose because we are servicing a people who are the most disenfranchised in this country, the most under attack, and it's not reasonable to expect that there's that someone could pay $30 a month, $50 a month, whenever you are of that group. Now, when you become a member, we're going to have a trial period, maybe say after 3 or 6 months, whatever, you are eligible to petition us for help with your expenses. Now, what type of people who are targeted from the prison industrial complex, what type of people would be eligible? Well, because we're doing a mutual aid society, that would be democratic. What we mean is that if you are a member of the Justice Bank, you would have a say in what types of, let's say, charges or offenses that you want to be covered under the Justice Bank. The idea is that all of us are putting our money in collectively because we are a target of the prison industrial complex. Every single day that we walk out, you as a Black person, you are seen as a criminal in this country, and that is a fact. And we want to offer a type of protection for our people. And almost like an insurance policy, honestly. That if you do have some type of run-in with the law, if you do have a charge, a criminal charge, that you can count on a mutual aid society to help you and assist you with those types of charges.
Nowhere in the world incarcerates as much as we do. We've seen extremely high rates of exposure to the criminal justice system for African American men with very low levels of schooling. So if we think about Black men who were born in the late 1970s and who are growing up through the American prison boom of the 1980s and the 1990s, the chances that they're going to serve time in state or federal prison if they dropped out of high school is about 70%. So going to prison for that group of Black men with very low levels of schooling, that's become a normal life event. And that's really only happened in the last 10 years. We're at this point now where there's about 1.2 million African American children with a parent who's incarcerated. That's about 1 in 9.